up, y'all? So Crazzi is back. What's going on, YouTube?
Get on my head. Get on my head. Get on my head.
Listen, I just want to say I'm so stoked this year. And the reason why is because I started a YouTube channel, yes, for the girls. And I'm not going to do too much talking because I'm doing my makeup. So, my good sis wanted to see how I did my makeup. And I'm going to show her today. So, I'm not going to be able to tell the story and tell you the items that I'm using on my face. So, I will leave it in the description below. So, if you guys want to cop up, do just that. Let's get right into this because why wouldn't I? I'm keeping it a buck, but I'm not trying to cause no smoke with nobody. I'm just telling the events that I went through on my page. Back in like March of 2022, I went to LA. So let me tell you how this all happened. So I went to LA. I meet this friend and she's from LA, and we gonna call her Diva because that's what she swore she was, a diva. Okay? And I almost forgot to moisturize. So I met her in Miami, and we were hanging out at the same places, and we like clicked real good. And I thought she was from down south, because if you ever talk to anybody who's from out there, you would think so too, because they sound like they from down south. Like they sound like kind of southern with their accent. So I thought that's where she was from, to be honest with you. So I kind of was like, okay. And she was like, no, I'm from LA. And I'm like, wow, how is it out there? You there? So she like, girl, you gotta come see me. You gotta come see me. So I'm like, all right, bet. So she kept trying to get me to come out there. And, you know, she was telling me about her life. And I'm like, oh, she seemed like a cool person. And me, you know, I hardly have anybody to travel with. So I be down to go anywhere. You know what I mean? I be down. So, you know, I was hype about it. So I'm like, yeah, we can definitely link. But let me tell you something. Things was getting tough. So it was like not as easy for me to link like how I wanted to. So it was just more or less like, darn, I really want to go with her. I really do. I really would love to hang out with her. But it just wasn't working like that. It wasn't giving that because like I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. So with that all being said, one day, we on the phone. Mind you, we've been talking on the phone like every day since we met. We got to know each other and it worked out. Like, it was like a match. Like, it was like, wow, like I really found somebody that I can link with. Like, I really found somebody. This is giving me a little orange, y'all. But let's see what it do once I keep on. But she basically was like the type of person that like I felt like I know forever. Like she gave me them vibes. Like, I know you real well. Like it just felt like everything about her made sense. Like I knew her forever, yo. So I'm just like, you know, I gotta get down there some way, somehow. So I didn't really have like the time at work to really take. So I had to wait to take some time. So I met her back in like 2021. And, you know, we were supposed to get together. We really was. It was necessary. You know, she was telling me things, and, you know, she was telling me she was like basically rich and she got into movies, and, you know, she had, you know, like, you know, millionaires in her family. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, wow, like, this what's up or whatever, because, you know, I really like to hear stuff like that, because these type of people in your life to, you know what I mean, be successful. Okay, so she was like really inviting me out there. And the closer and closer that it came for me to go, I'm just like, I'm going to get out there. I'm coming out to see you. I have a good feeling that I'll be out there soon. Well, a bump came in the road and I wasn't able to go. So it was like the end of 2021 around my birthday. So I asked, I said, what are you doing around September? And she was like, well, I don't know if I told y'all, but I met her in the beginning of 2021 when I was out Miami. So, you know, we was talking this whole time just so I can clear the air, just in case I missed something. Because, you know, I want to make sure I miss nothing when I'm telling y'all this story, you know. September, that's my son's birthday or whatever. So I'm like, okay, cool. So since she told me that was her son's birthday, figure it out. We'll link up another time. So she was like, yeah, we'll figure it out. It'll, you know, we'll link up. So I'm like, all right, bet. So we still talking because, you know, we still busting it up because I'm still like, I'm going, you know, I'm going to go out there with her and it's going to work out. Like, that's what we going to do. I was supposed to move to Orlando in February. That's another story time. Being as I was going there in February, I'm just like, you know, this might not, you know, really work out if I'm going there in February or whatever the case may be. But I'm going to try to make it work because you know, I'm really trying to get out of LA. Like that's popping. I've never been. So, you know, I'm a little hyped. Plus, she had me hyped that we was going to do all this stuff and things like that. So now I'm excited about it. Like, oh, we going out there. She's telling me we're going to go here and she got a rich boyfriend and oh my gosh, I was just hyped, y'all. Like I've been places before and I've been around people with money before, so don't get it twisted. You know, the whole time she's telling me she's a massage therapist and she get money and all this stuff. Stop the cat. And you know, I'm talking to her, like telling her how I always wanted to be a massage therapist. And you know, we busting it up. Like we really busting it up. And I'm sitting there and I'm talking to her and I'm like, that's amazing that you do that. She like, well, you know, I'm a traveling one. And then she wound up telling me she was out of work for a while. And then I'm like, damn, for real, I felt really bad for her. But then she told me she found another job. So I'm like, all right, bet. So when she told me she found another job, I was happy, like good. And then she was like, but it don't matter because my boyfriend rich, you know, he going to make sure I get stuff. He going to make sure whatever I get, you get the same stuff. And I'm like, what, for real? I'm like, yeah, that's what's up. I can't wait to come out there with y'all. So, me being the person I am, I give people the benefit of the doubt because I don't have no room to judge nobody. Like, if you telling me the truth, if you not, how can I judge you? I don't know. And we've been talking, so all I could go off of is her word. Because let me tell you something. When I met her out in Miami, we was basically doing the same thing. Like, it's not like she was on some broke stuff. So why wouldn't I believe that she was able to really do what she telling me she could do? Right? Listen, I'll get into that later. So now, around this time, right, y'all, my identity gets stolen. I go through a hard time. So now everything's going down because I was literally going to go on the strength of my taxes coming back and me working and stuff like that. So that was my intention on going. So now, y'all, I can't go. I had the money. I just received a weird text. Sorry about that. Just give me a second.
Because this is not the easiest part for me. Like I told you, I'm not a professional anyway, so you know what I mean? It's like not really easy for me to do too much. Not that I can't do them, it's just not that easy for me. If that makes sense to you at all. But y'all,
I tell her, I'm like, bad news, I can't come, or whatever the case may be. So she like, oh man, really? And I'm like, yeah. She like, well, what's wrong? And I'm telling her like, you know, I can't do certain things. I'm not going to have the right amount of money to party, to enjoy myself. And the flight is a little pricey. Like, you know, so she was like trying to get me to come out there like the same week that we talked about it. And I'm telling her, like, I'm not going to be able to do it. So she was
like, well, look, you come out here and you can work at my job. I'm going to talk to my boss. My boss is going to be fine with it.
So I'm like, I could work at your job while I'm out there? She was like, yeah, because I was explaining to her that, you know, I was on like duty at work. And she was like,
okay, well, don't worry about it. I'll get you a flight out and it'll all work out.
So I'm like, are you serious? You don't got to do that. She was like, no, it's fine. It's fine. So me not thinking like, oh, don't jump on that, because I'm thinking that she's like literally a nice person. What? Yeah, all right. So I go, this is so nice of her. So I'm like, all right. But I'm like, don't spend a lot on my flight. Like, we not doing that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'll come on a cheaper airline. I don't have to come on like, you know, Delta, nothing like that. You know what I mean? I could come on a cheaper airline. You know what I'm saying? It don't gotta be the most expensive airline and things like that. So she's like, no, you don't gotta fly like that. And I'm like, please don't do that. Like, please, like, let me fly on something that I know, you know, that won't break your pockets. I understand you got money, but I'm not here to break your pockets. And I'm going to give you everything back, because I'm not one of them people that like take advantage of people or use people. So she's like, no, it's fine. It's fine. And I'm just like, in my mind thinking, no, this is not fine. It's not okay. But y'all, so the prices was sky high. Like, I'm not going to lie. So I'm telling her, I'm not coming that week. Like, it's not happening, like, or whatever. Find something cheaper and things like that. So she's like, okay. Sorry, y'all. I just keep getting interrupted. So she like, I just, you know, want you to come. So I wanted a flying up there on, I believe, either Spirit or Frontier. I don't remember. So she understood, and she was like,
well, when you come, we want to have a ball, you know, we want to do all this stuff.
So I'm like, okay, that's all fine and dandy, but I just didn't want her to spend all that money on no flight, because no, you just not doing that. I don't like when people do all that. Like, she wanted me to come. I wanted to go. I know better from now on, though. Let's just say that much. I know better from now on. So, you know, I'm telling my daughter, I don't know, y'all. I got to make sure that I'm in order with my story. So I'm telling my daughter about it. And my daughter like, you about to go to LA? She's like, and she was happy for me. And then I was telling her who I was going with and stuff like that. And she was like, oh, you going down there with her? That's nice. But, like, I want to say, like, a day before I was supposed to leave, Shorty started snapping out on me. And she says, like, she was basically on some shit like,
yeah, because when you come out here, you know what I'm saying? Come out here like you know.
You know, she just was acting a little crazy. Something I never seen from her before. And I'm like, who you talking to like that? I don't care if you from Compton, wherever you from. I'm from Philly. Like, chill. Like, I got this. Like, you making me not want to come. So she
like, no, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You know, I didn't mean to talk to you like that.
So I'm just like, who the hell is this person? I didn't ever know this person. You know what I mean? But I'm like, you know, I'm still going to go. I'm not going to let that, you know, ruin everything. My daughter talked to me. She like, Mom, you sure you want to go? She like, Mom, I don't know about this trip. So I'm like, what you mean, daughter? She like, I don't know. You know, she was acting kind of weird today. And I was like, yeah, I know. But daughter, I mean, she apologized for it. She was like, Mom, but I'm having feelings about that. So basically, my daughter was having reservations, and my ass didn't listen. You know what I'm saying? I didn't listen at all. Like, she was having reservations about me going because she seen certain things that I really, not that I wasn't paying attention to, because I heard them. It's just that at the time, I was just like, okay, like, you know what I mean? Well, look, my eyebrows going to be kind of even, but not twins. You know how they say it, the saying. Somebody go in the comments and tell me how you say it, okay? So, with that being said, or whatever, I'm just like, you know, this ain't gonna go down like this. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm gonna have to probably make another part to this. Like, it's probably gonna have to go in parts because this is a long story. What did I say? I was calling her Diva. Okay, so when I talked to Diva again, she was like,
Are you coming?
she was like,
I bought the ticket. Are you want to come?
because I guess she knew she was out of pocket with me. And I guess she felt kind of bad for how she act. And I'm just like, yeah, I'm going to still come. It's cool. Don't worry about it. Mind you, she just never got that way before. So I was just like super shocked. Like, where did it come from? And I was like, I'm going to come. She was like, you sure everything's okay? I'm like, everything is fine because, you know, I'm nice. Like, I try not to hold people to certain standards. And that's not always a good thing because being so damn nice. So, anywho, I sit there and I'm like, you know, I'm going to go. We want to have a good time. Right? So, I go to the airport. She like, I'm
I meet you at the airport, girl.
friend at y'all. We get on the airplane and this guy, man, I'm not going to lie. This guy kept staring at me. But, you know, I wasn't paying him no mind because, like, at the time, I'm not going to say that I was in a relationship, but I was in a relationship, if that makes any sense. And I wasn't playing with nobody, but I wound up going on the airplane, and this same guy wound up sitting beside me. So, hold on, y'all. I'm sorry, y'all. I got a little bit of concealer on my shirt, my pajama shirt. So, yeah, I had to take that off. But anywho, y'all. So this guy was like, I was looking at you, and I'm like, oh, okay. So he like, you got a man? And I was like, I mean, something like that. So he was like, oh, okay. So then he was like talking to me, telling me he lived out there, but he from like, if I'm not mistaken, he said he was from either DC or Baltimore. He was from somewhere in the DMV. That's what I remember. And he was going to try to come to Philly, things like that. So I'm like, okay, cool. He was basically telling me how much he loved Philly and how like he's, come visit again and things like that. So I'm like, all right, that's what's up. Like, you should, there's a lot of places here to eat and things like that. So he was like talking to me about that. So I'm like, okay. Mind you, we had a long flight. So he was just telling me his problems with his folks and things like that. And I'm just making sure I have enough on everything because I ran out of makeup. So he was telling me how he had problems with his folks and things like that. And how, you know what I'm saying, he was ready to move on. But, they got kids together. And, just the story when that, and God's trying to talk to you kind of thing. So I'm just like, well, okay, I understand. I said we all had, tough relationships or whatever the case may be. We just busting it up. Our flight lands. So I'm like, I gotta call my girlfriend. So he like, okay, where y'all going? I said, well, she live in West Covina, but we going to stay in LA, San Bernardino, because she said we gonna go on the beach and stuff. And that sound nice. He said, well, if you got some time, I'm gonna hit you up. Take this to get something to eat. So he gave me like $50. I was like, well, damn, thank you. Me and my homie, like, we gonna go eat or whatever. The flight land, I call her, she like,
yeah, what is you doing? You better get out here. You better hurry up. I'm out here waiting. I'm on my way now.
so I'm like, yo, pause. This was number 2. And mind you, I tried to keep my cool, whatever, so that I would not get upset with her. But I just was like, who do she think she be talking to with this energy? Because she ain't talking to me. She can't be talking to me. But she was. She definitely was. So I'm thinking, okay, now she looking at me like a slouch because she, bought my ticket. So now I'm like, yo, I don't care what I gotta do. I gotta give her this money back for this ticket because she trying to play me. So now I'm out here thinking that, like, I'm like, yo, I gotta make this money. I gotta do whatever because I gotta get this ticket. Money back for this ticket. Now, mind you, it was only a one-way. I was going to stay out there for like a month. So, you know what I mean? I guess out there. I don't know what time she was on at that point. And it was just crazy. So, I'm just sitting there like, what am I going to do about this? Like, let me just go ahead and see what she's talking about. So, I goes outside. I was like, where you at, B? And she was like, girl, I'm coming. I'm like, I thought you was here, liar. She was
like, no, I had to go around, and then I think I was on the wrong side.
So I had to tell her where I was at. They got a big airport at LAX. So she said she was on the wrong floor. So I'm like, no, I'm here this way. So then she finally comes and she hops out the car and she hugs me like,
oh my God, I missed you.
And hugging me, and I'm hugging her back, and she like taking videos of me like, you
so pretty, look at you. You so this, so that.
I'm like, thank you, boo. So it's late, mind you. And I'm like, I'm hyped to be here. I'm so hyped. So she was like, me too. So the boy like, you gotta move. She's snapping on boy like,
don't effing rush me. I move when I'm ready to move.
I'm like, oh my God. This is going to be, I don't know what to do. So I'm just like, yo, chill. We gonna have fun. Like, not right now. Don't do that or whatever. So then after that, she was just like on some shit, like hyper. Like, that's what she is. She's a very hyper person. So I just let her be great. I ain't want no smoke with her. I wanted us to have a good time and just be happy together. So that's the type of time I was going for. So yeah. So then after that or whatever, she was just basically like saying, what you want to eat? She was like, where we stand at is close to the airport, but where I live is far from the airport. So we just going to stay out here for like a couple days, and then we going to go to my house. So first thing I noticed, y'all, and I know this might be me, but the first thing I noticed was her legs. Her legs was a little old, you know what I mean? So it was just like, your legs is old. You know what I'm saying? I'm not mad, but it's like, I'm a little confused as to, all the stuff you was telling me. I'm not a fan of Lexuses, but they luxury cars. So, I thought that joint was getting ready to be crazy nice. So, moving forward, we gets to the room. When we gets to the room, she like, child, my joint that came on. I'm like, for real? She like, yeah. So I'm like, that's crazy. I'm like, what you want to do? She's like, girl, I don't feel good. Like, I'm like, do you need to get medicine? Mind you, we was right by this market. I got to find out the name of this market we was by. But we was right by this market. And, y'all, I forgot to mention something which is very important. She was drunk. She was drunk. Mind you, I could smell it on her breath. And she like was drinking basically the whole time we was there. The market is called Rouse. That's the name of the market out there. It's called Rouse. Now, mind you, it's in San Bernardino. She like, you want to drink? I'm like, hold on. Give me a sec now. I was like, Shorty is fried. She fried turkey right now. So I'm just like, oh man, this is going to be an adventure. So I'm just sitting there like, okay. So I'm just saying, we about to have a time. And the reason why I said we was about to have a time was because I could tell. I could tell. Now, mind y'all, I'm the type of person that just like to have a good time. I don't want no smoke with nobody. You understand? Like, I don't want no smoke with nobody. Like, that's not the type time I'm on. That's not the type time I be on. So, I just want to have a good time with everybody. You feel me? So, she drunk. And we having fun. We go to the market. We get some snacks. She like, you want to eat? And I'm like, you know what? Yeah, let's get something to eat. So she like, let's go to In-N-Out. In-N-Out was right there. So I'm like, we going to In-N-Out. Mind you, I'm stoked because all the movies I watch, I'm like, I'm doing everything while I'm out here because she said we could. Now, I wasn't dead broke. I had money. I just didn't have enough to like do everything I wanted to do that she was saying we was going to do. Like San Bernardino area is for like people that got bread. You feel me? So if you know you out there, like my advice to you is like to be prepared to spend some bread. That's all I'm saying. Okay? So we go to In-N-Out. We go to In-N-Out Burgers. And she like,
yeah, I didn't kind of appreciate how I was on the phone with you and you was talking to somebody else earlier.
And I'm like, excuse me? I said, pause. Am I your girl? Like, we dating? I said, I don't owe you nothing. I said, hold that right there and understand one thing about me. I'm never going to disrespect you, but what you're not going to do is keep telling me what to do. I don't know who you used to bossing around, but you're not going to boss me around. You just not going to boss me around. So she was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Like, I don't mean it. And I'm like, yo, you got mental health issues? I said, you a little crazy. So she was like, what you mean? I said, you take medicine? I said, because I'm not going to lie, I take medicine, but you kind of shot out because you keep getting smart with me for no reason. And it's kind of making me mad or whatever. So she was like, that's what I'm doing. I said, that's exactly what you're doing. You keep getting smart with me and I'm kind of getting mad. So she was
like, oh my God, I'm about to cry. I don't mean to get smart with you. I'm sorry. I make you feel that way.
I said, look, I don't know what you got going on, but like you got to chill with that because I don't like it or whatever. So then she was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Like, I don't want you to feel like that. I don't want you to feel like I'm just getting smart with you or whatever the case may be. And I'm like, but you keep doing it, period. Like, you got to stop that shit. Like, I'm not feeling it. So then, after that or whatever, she was just like, I'm
gonna work on it. You know, I want us to have a good time. We gonna go to the beach. We gonna do this. We gonna do that.
So I'm like, all right, cool. So then she was like, girl, my period on. I don't feel good. I'm like, okay, so is there anything that I can do to help you? You know what I mean? Like, because, you know, we could have a good time. I don't want this to seem like it's like a joint because it's not. Mind you, I was really upset with her. But I didn't want to make it a big deal because at the end of the day, I wanted to have fun with her. Y'all don't worry about it. I'm going to blend it all together, trying to set certain things in first. So then at the end of the day, I don't know what to do. Like, I was like, I ain't going to lie. I was really upset on the low. No, like, I didn't want her to see me sweat or... That's kind of where I was at with it. And, I was just like, you know, we going to eat our food. So I ate my burger. We was in a room. We was talking. And we had a good night. She called her friend. Now, this some guy she was like talking heavy about. Like talking mad poop about. Like, when I tell you she was talking so much trash about this man. Like, I'm like, and they cool. So I'm like, oh, she one of them. She is shady joint. So I already know she was going to be talking about me. So I'm just saying, I already knew. So I was like, yo, I've been down this road before. So she was like, he was on the phone and he was cool. He was actually a cool dude. Like, it wasn't like he was like a mean person or anything. Like, he was actually pretty cool. Like, he was like funny and... You know, I'm going to give him a name. I'm going to call him Lieutenant because he was in the army. So I'm going to call him Lieutenant. So Lieutenant was cool, like he was talking to me, and we was having a conversation, and she mentioned how how I got upset with her. So he was like, yeah, that's how she is, you know. She don't like not to admit when she do wrong. And I'm like, well, what do you mean? Like, she don't like to admit when she do wrong. And I was like, but nothing. It was never a joint. So she was like,
but don't you tell me all the time about being that way?
He was like, all the time I do. He was like, and she abusive. So I'm like,
well, she ain't gonna abuse me. I will beat her the heck up in this joint. Like,
I'm sitting there and I'm just like, yo, what did I get myself into? I wanted my LA trip to be amazing. Like, and she was like, you know, we were planning to go to different restaurants out there, eat other places, Beverly Hills, eat out there, go down, you know, the Hollywood, you know, different things. We were supposed to go like on a tour to go see all the houses. We were supposed to do so much stuff. We never got to do it. And that was because basically she was fraud. She was fraud, y'all. She was fraud. We get to the room. Mind you, she left me. And that's a story time within itself. So I cannot get into it right now, y'all. I can't. So, and we went to San Bernardino. So we went to the beach.
I gotta go to work. So, you know, after today, you know, we gonna go back into my house. And
I'm like, but can I come to work with? She was like,
well, I work with these Asian people, and I mean, you know, you not ugly or you very pretty. She was like, but you're brown skin, and she, you know, racist against certain colors. She really hardly wanted me to work there, but that's my boyfriend's aunt.
So I'm like, well, okay, so you lied about that. Okay, you got food or whatever. Yeah, I got food. I got everything I need in there. So I'm like, all right, bet. She telling me she got this crazy apartment going on. She got that going on. So I'm like, all right, bet. Like, it's going to be cool while you're not there.
y'all,
I get to the apartment. It's like they're different out there in LA. So when you go, well, she lived in West Covina. So the apartment was big. It was huge. And it had an upstairs. And the downstairs, it was like a half a bathroom. But the upstairs bathroom, she was like, I got the soap you use. Now, mind you, I ain't bougie in no sense, okay? But she was telling me she had the soap that I use. So I'm like, okay, you got the soap that I use. That's great. So I'm like, okay, bet. So when I get there, it's hardly any soap in there. Like, it's like, what am I supposed to wash up with? She was like, oh, it's not no soap in there. I was like, no, if I needed to bring soap, I would have brought soap. You told me you just got a, bottle. But she was like, well, I'm waiting for it from Amazon, this, that, and the third. And I'm like, see, you know what? Here's the lies again. Because you told me you lived in this nice apartment complex or whatever the case may be. And they got a nice pool. We can go swimming. I bought bathing suits. You know what I mean? And things like that. Now, mind you, I skipped a big part of the story for a reason, y'all. But y'all, listen. When we get to the place, it's nothing like what she said. At the end of the day, she was talking trash about me. So me being mean to her really don't matter. But I'm just trying to tell my part. You understand? What happened was, y'all, she basically didn't have like a shower. And the tub was broke. So you had to turn it on with pliers. Y'all, I come from the hood. I ain't no better than nobody. But why you try to make it out like your life was all this and all that? That bothers me. I knew I wasn't staying there for longer than a couple of more days. Y'all, I was out there with her. She kept going to work, leave me in the house. I would be hungry. It wasn't nowhere to go. One time, I just walked to get something to eat. I was calling my friend, and I was telling her like how upset I was. She had cameras. I didn't know if they could hear me or not, so I would go outside to express my feelings about the situation because I didn't know her cameras could hear me or not. Like, she was watching me. I know she was watching me. Like, there's no way in hell that she wasn't watching me, y'all. So I'm just sitting there like, yo, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Like, this is like not fun. I'm not happy at all, y'all. I was like upset. She kept saying, yeah, we gonna go to Beverly Hills this day. We gonna go to Beverly Hills this day. And she just kept pushing it off. So she was like, because I gotta work. And she was like,
girl, today I ain't make no money. I ain't make no money this day.
And I'm like, okay. So, every day that I was down there, she was basically working. Why are you not making money? Like, I'm confused. And she broke down and told me what she did. And, the kind of massages she gives.
Isn't the kind of massages that you gotta go to school for, if you know what I mean, okay?
And, like, I feel bad because, like, me telling her the truth and stuff, it kind of made her cry. And I felt bad because I didn't want to hurt her feelings. And she was like,
hey, you not going to like me no more when you leave. You never going to talk to me again.
And I was thinking in my mind, like, nope, not at all. But I was like, that's not true. I'm never going to do that. I'm not going to just stop, being your friend because of, like, a little bit of, like, disagreements or whatever. But, yeah, I definitely was. I just ain't want to hurt her feelings. But, yeah, definitely was out of there. And I definitely wasn't being cool with her no more because she really played in my face, y'all. Like, real, real, real bad. Like, it was horrible. She played in my face. So she was right. But, she was like,
nobody don't ever stay around me. Nobody don't ever stay my friend. I'm out here struggling, trying to make money. I brought you out here because I really did want you to make some money with me. And I'm
like, yeah, but I don't get down like that. And if I did, I wouldn't do it for that. You know what I'm saying? And she was like, I understand what you're saying. And she was like, I could dig it because, I'm not innocent. Like, I got stories for days. So I'm not going to sit here and judge her. But at the end of the day, I ain't doing that. No, I'm cool. And then her stories was crazy. Like the story she came back and told me about them people. The crazy thing about it, y'all, was that, you know what I'm saying? I made the best of it because I had to. Because whatever choice that I had, she finally was like, you hungry? And I'm like, wow, what's up? So she was like, I'm going to order some food. So, out there, they really big on, like, Mexican food. So I'm like, do they got burrito tacos out here? And she was like, I don't know. This pink, chef's kiss. But, yeah, I didn't want to be mean to her in no way, shape, or form, or whatever the case may be. So, you know what I mean? Daggone, you don't got to build this up at all. Look at that. Ooh. Juvias, place, I'm telling you. And pigmented, you hear me? Yep, you better go get you one of these. But all I'm going to say is, it was just the trip from, hell, period. And I got more to talk about it. But let me tell you one thing about Diva. She definitely don't tell the truth. You know what I'm saying? She definitely didn't keep it real about a lot of things. And we didn't do everything she said we was going to do. We went to Beverly Hills. We drove up Rodeo Drive. We drove through there. And we winded up going to Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? I seen the stars on the ground. It's dingy out there, by the way, y'all. I'm sorry. I mean, I heard it wasn't all what it was cracked up to be. But it's definitely dingy, y'all. Hold on, give me a second. It's just crazy. Like, I can't really express to you enough. It's like, do your research with people that you meet. Like, they be shot out, man. And I'm not trying to be rude to nobody, but you just got to be careful who you meet, y'all. Because they really be shot out, y'all. And how I do this, y'all, I got a new glue, y'all. I really do, but this one's just gotten a little lumpy. I take it and I put it on my lashes. I put it on my line. Like, and I just let it dry clear. And I put my lashes on and they stay on. And Because I used to use nail glue. But this is better than nail glue if you ask me. I'm sorry if I said nail glue. I didn't mean to say nail glue. I meant to say hair glue. And y'all, to be honest with y'all, I learned a valuable lesson. And I was upset, y'all. I feel bad for her because I really liked her. People you just got to keep on the internet. Some people you just got to keep on vacation. Everybody not who they cracked up to be or who they say they are. They just not that person, y'all. They just not. People are very deceiving. And y'all, I'm not a professional, so if y'all get in here like, you skip steps. Listen, I did. But just know that when it comes to this makeup stuff, I did my research so I can get it down pat. And it goes on so easily, like y'all, like when I tell y'all, and it's just there, y'all, like it's there. I love it, absolutely love it, okay? And the craziest thing about this whole story I'm telling y'all is that the friend, Lieutenant, he was like, put me on to so much because he found me on her page on Instagram and he started following me. And he was asking me things and it made me like fall back from her because even when I did get home, which that's another story, because I'm not going to be able to finish this story right now, y'all. I want to finish it for y'all, but it's so long, y'all. It's so long. Y'all, I was having trouble with this lash. Like, it's always like that. It's always one that go on so good, and then the other one kind of try to front on me. But, y'all, like, really, in reality, y'all, I want to, like, really, like, say such positive things about my trip to LA, because that's the kind of trip I wanted. But it wasn't that kind of trip, y'all. It was so bad. Like, it was really so bad, y'all. We were pretending it wasn't bad. Like, that's how bad it was. And it's crazy because I'm just like, why? But I don't at all. Nothing positive to say except for I went to the beach. And that's a story for another day too. And we went out to eat. And I have another story. And they all stories within itself, because if I tell it all, I'll be on here all day. The whole entire trip was crazy, y'all. Like, I can't lie to you about it. I can't lie to you about it. Y'all, why didn't y'all tell me that I forgot to line my lips? Y'all just letting me do anything while I'm talking, huh? That's a lie if I ever sit here and say, oh, I'm never gonna meet new people again, because that's not true. What I am going to tell you is that I'm gonna tread lightly when I meet new people. That's a definite guarantee right there. That's not, because people like me and they mess with my energy, but like, I don't care about your problems. Like, I got problems too. I came down there to get away from my issues. I ain't come there to like have more issues. She was treating me so crazy, y'all, while I was down there, y'all. She don't even understand, like, the type of person that I am. Like, I'm, like, the kind of person that has a lot of patience, but I don't tolerate stuff like that. Like, I don't tolerate that. And I just felt like I was so taken for advantage, and I be loving people. But don't in your right mind think you gonna play with me, because that's what she was doing. And it's unfortunate because I'm a vibe, y'all. That's one story. So this is just the in general story about Diva, and we're gonna talk more about Lieutenant and her boyfriend, which that's a whole nother story. Oh my God, she goes in. And yeah, so y'all, give me 1 second. I'm sorry, y'all. I used to use MAC and only MAC. But when I want my lip glossed, this does it for me. I'm sorry, y'all. It surely does it. And y'all, I hope y'all enjoyed my video. I know I was all over the place, but don't worry about it. Stick with me, y'all. My stories is crazy. I got so many more, y'all. So many more. And I hope I did a good job on my makeup. And my wig not on. So I'll come back after I put my wig on, so y'all can see the final look. If you guys just give me 1 second to go throw my wig on. I ain't doing nothing to it because I want to first and foremost apologize if I left anything out because, y'all, I want to edit this video and get this up to y'all because I'm so excited. And y'all got to excuse my wig because, y'all, not too much on my wig, okay? Not too much. But anywho, I hope that you guys love my story time. I really got so much more to tell y'all about LA. And I got other stories about pockets. I got stories about other situations that I've been in. Some of them going to be a little sad. Some of them going to be upbeat. You never know what I got to give. But look, thank you for watching. Please subscribe. Hit the like button, share. Get me up there. 2023 is my year, y'all. Bye.